Let's talk about the Horn of Africa and let's explain it all in like, I don't know, like 2 minutes-ish. Okay, first off, there's two main IGOs in this area, ICAD and EAC, or the East African Community. This one's a little weird because they're like trying to make a new country, but like logistically it's a nightmare, but I don't know, good luck. First thing you gotta know is that the majority of these peoples are Cushitic and Cushitic language speakers, the majority being Somali, whereas the second largest one are Afro-Asiatic Semitic language speakers, mostly Amharic and Tigrinya and Tigray, found in Ethiopia and Eritrea, and they're one of the only few languages in Africa that have their own native writing system called Ge'ez. It's been used for over 1,000 years, and it's also used to write over 20 languages in the area. The Semitic language peoples call themselves Habeshas collectively, and they have a very distinct look from the rest of Africans, as they do have a genetic admixture of Semitic peoples that have migrated there, mostly from the Arabian Peninsula. First off, Ethiopia, the big guy, you've all heard of him. He's the most popular one, so popular that Rastafarians even worshipped Haile Selassie, their former emperor, as the second coming of Jesus. Ethiopia is the most diverse out of all of them, with over 80 ethnic groups and then sub-clans and sub-tribes within those groups. Eritrea, right above them, is the country that used to hate Ethiopia for the longest time, but now they're cool with each other. That's because for the longest time, Ethiopia took over Eritrea in various forms of their political iterations, whether it be the empire or the Derg coup in the 70s. In 2018, they declared peace, and finally it opened up trade routes between them and Ethiopia, allowing them more access to the Red Sea. Anyway, Eritrea is very similar to Ethiopia in that they have a lot of cultural tropes that overlap each other. They even have their own Orthodox churches, which, by the way, predate European Christianity. That's right, Christianity was in Africa before Europe. Look up the Apostle Matthew. The only difference is that Eritrea has a lot more legal restrictions, and they even have like a conscription model that requires both men and women to serve. Then we get to Djibouti, the Muslim, Cushitic, Arabic, French-speaking small mediator between all of these countries. They were a French colony at one point, and it kind of operates as like a hub for trade and talks and military deployment. Today, they actually host like 8 different countries' military bases, including France, Saudi Arabia, USA, China, Japan, and Italy. And geographically, Djibouti is also the beginning of the East African Rift system. So you could say Djibouti's crack is so big, it's splitting up Africa. And finally, Somalia. Somalia actually literally is the Horn of Africa. Like the entire Horn lies within the domain of Somalia. And if you look at Somalia, or like the greater Somalian region, it's kind of more like 5 Somalias, because they kind of break themselves down into like 5 major clans. And today they're kind of like in a weird, complicated administrative situation with the northern part of their country known as Somaliland. It's a self-proclaimed independent state that operates with its own government, currency, and diplomacy. They want complete legal separation from the Republic of Somalia. And then there's like Puntland. It's a whole, I made a video on this, but yeah, it takes too long to explain, but this is the situation. So there you go, Horn of Africa, enjoy.